Hey YouTube family and GN subs, Humberto from GrayLaw TV, and today we're going to talk about a really interesting subject. It's a B1 visa. Most of you know about the B2 visa, right? That's to come here and visit, and it's to go to Disneyland, all right? Take a family trip. The B1 is a different classification. It allows you to come for a variety of different reasons that you're going to be really surprised about. The B1, very unique. A lot of people don't know about this. If you've been trying to get to the United States, you can use this. If one of the classifications under the B1 designation applies to you, then you can go and you can get both the B1, B2 visa in your passport because they give it both at the same time. So the law regarding the B1 visa is found at 9 FAM 402. All right, this is the Foreign Affairs Manual. This is where you can go and check out all of the different classifications. I'm going to go through many of them, but I've put a link in the description box below with the law. Check it out, all right? First, let's talk about professional athletes. I've done tons of these. I used to represent IMG International Management Group, largest firm in the country that represents pro athletes. And so I found this provision as I was representing them. Those athletes who are coming to the US to participate in tournaments where there's no assured remuneration, where it's not 100% that they're going to make money. Golfers, race car drivers. I've even done some ping pong, professional tournaments. Any athlete coming to the US to participate in a tournament where they may not get paid if they don't win, okay? They can come on a B1 visa. There's a specific provision and a designation for those athletes. So I've gotten many of those come in on the B1 when otherwise they weren't qualified for like the O1 or the P visa. Another designation for the B1 visa is to come for business meetings, negotiation of contracts, litigation. If there is a lawsuit, right, and you're involved in that lawsuit, go to the consulate. You show, here's a lawsuit. I have a hearing that's coming up. They should give you a B1, B2 to come to the US to engage in that litigation. To consult with clients. If you have clients in the US, you're doing business, you need to come to the US to consult with this client. B1 is the visa. I have a lot of clients who are investors. They want to come to the US and invest here. So how do they do that, right? You got to be in the US. You got to look at your properties. You got to vet different businesses that you might want to purchase. You have to see what's going on in the US. What's the value of a business? How do you do that? Well, you do that with a B1 visa. You go to the consulate, you say, look, I'm contemplating investment in the United States. I need a B1 visa to do that. I need time, right? It takes time. You're not going to put down $250,000 to $500,000 on a business if you can't determine exactly what it is you're going to invest in or what the value is. So that's what the B1 visa is for, in contemplation of getting an E2 investor visa. So another provision under the B1 designation is domestic workers, right? Those who are coming into the US with non-immigrant visa holders. So if I have an E visa or an L visa, I can bring my nanny, I can bring my domestic worker to the US under a B1 visa. A lot of people don't know that. What about US citizens that are living abroad? Yes, they could bring their domestics when they're coming back temporarily to the US under the B1 designation. All right, how about you foreigners with a big old boat? You're cruising in the Caribbean, you're going to Florida, right? So what you could do, your crew, your captain, your crew, your workers, they can come under the B1 designation. B1's for industrial workers who are coming to the US to install equipment or repair equipment. I had a really interesting client. He had a business of repairing huge boats underwater. So they were like divers, very rare. And they would go, because these massive, ships are on the dock and you can't get them out of the water. So what they have to do is they repair them underwater. Very specialty. I used to get B1 visas for them to come and make the repairs. Those ships that are docked in Long Beach or in Florida, wherever, I would get B1 visa for these workers to come in and make the repairs. So B1 designation. So those who would otherwise meet the E1 essential worker classification, but they're not going to be paid in the US, they can get a B1 visa to come in the US. Technical people, right? software companies that are owned by foreign nationals. Otherwise, the individual could get an E1 visa and come and be employed, but there's no treaty with that country. So he can get a B1 visa, come to the US as long as the foreign national is paid by the foreign entity. B1 is the way to go. So that's very interesting, right? Otherwise, classifiable as E1 only because there's no treaty. They can't get the E1, B1 visa, no problem. Same thing with H1 or H3 employees. So I have a big client, you probably know, Nobu, the restaurant, right? So we bring a lot of H3 trainees to the US. So these individual trainees would come to the US. They would provide training, they would be trained. As long as they were paid by Nobu overseas, then that's okay. They can be classified as the B1 visa and they can come and perform the training, no problem. So finally, R1 workers who could come to the US to perform missionary work, no problem. B1 is the way to go. So here's what you do. Go to the 9 FAM 402 ETSEC, read the different classifications. There's different ones, there's tons of them. You can just read them, it's plain language. You can go ahead and apply for the B1 and they'll give you the B2 as well. You'll have a visa in your passport. First step, getting to the US. Hey YouTube family, thanks so much for watching. Click below, like and subscribe. Give me the thumbs up. We need more subscribers. I need some GN subs, folks. Come on, help me out here. Subscribe and we'll see you soon.
Today, I'm going to talk to you about the B1, B2 visa and exactly the step-by-step process for getting one. So there are 9 steps. I will take you through each one, make it as easy and straightforward as possible, and make sure to stay through all of them because the last 2 are probably the most important. So be sure to stay tuned so that you hear those, okay? Hey, this is Courtney with GrayLaw TV. I just want to thank you all for watching and subscribing and liking. It's been absolutely incredible. We thought that maybe 10 people would watch and maybe we would help 2 or 3 people, but millions have I can't believe it. Millions have watched these videos and it sounds like they're helping a lot of people and I can't tell you how happy that makes us. So thank you so much for watching and for subscribing. If you haven't subscribed or hit the notification button, the little bell, make sure that you do that and then you'll be notified when we release a new video. We tend to do that every Wednesday and so be sure to be on for the premiere because Humberto or myself tend to live chat during that. So if you have any questions, you can ask them in the live chat. And then we also answer questions later in the comments. So if you have a question, make sure to put it in the comments, or if you have a suggestion for what videos you would like to see, make sure to put those in the comments. We always check those out and we'll be sure to do the videos that you want to see. The first step is to go to your local, whatever your local US consulate or embassy, go to that website and check it out and just get familiar with the process, okay? And what you're really gonna wanna check out is the form DS-160. It's kind of a long form, so just go through it, make sure you have all the information there and get used to the sorts of things that they wanna know about you, okay? Gather all the information that you're gonna need to fill out the DS-160, okay? Step 2 is to pay the non-refundable, under any circumstances, they will not give it back to you, application fee. Right now, that's $160 US. They will convert it to your currency and let you know exactly how much you need to pay. But you have to pay that fee in order to go through the process, okay? So make sure that you want to do this and then pay the $160 application fee. Once you pay the fee, you will print out a confirmation that you paid it. So make sure that you have a printer available somewhere that you can print that out, okay? Because you have to print it and take it with you to your appointment. Step 3 is to get a passport style photograph. There are those 2x2 photographs, color photographs that you use for your passport pictures. They have to be in color, they have to be straight on, they have to be close up. If you wear, for religious purposes, a covering, that is fine, but you have to be able to see your face in the photograph. And it has to be on a white background, so if you are taking it at home, make sure that it's a white background, there are no shadows. There's a lot of instructions if you go online to the Department of State website. If you Google, U.S. Department of State and passport photos, it'll tell you exactly the size that they need to be down to, the eighth of an inch, and exactly what they want to see, okay? So make sure you take a passport photograph, because if it's not right, they will reject it, okay? So it's best to go to a service. If you can't, make sure you follow those instructions online. Step number 4. Go online and complete the DS-160, okay? Go online, complete the DS-160, and submit it. Make sure it's complete, make sure it's accurate, submit it to the best of your ability. It doesn't have to be perfect. If there's something that you really just can't figure out, and you've asked around and you've looked on the internet, you can't find an answer, it's fine, okay? It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. It's just to the best of your ability. They can make some corrections there. If you don't know the answer to something, it's probably because it doesn't apply to you, or it is difficult, right? And so they understand that. They don't expect them to be absolutely perfect, but just do it to the very best of your ability. And then hit that submit button and you'll get a confirmation. When you get the confirmation, print it out. You must have the printout, okay? Just like the fee printout showing your receipt that you paid, you have to have the DS-160 confirmation page, okay? And so you'll be taking that with you as well to your appointment. Print it out, print it out, print it out. Don't forget to print it out. I'm going to remind you one more time. Print out the DS-160 confirmation page, okay? You don't want to give yourself heartache down the line because you forgot to do this simple step, okay? Make your interview appointment, okay? So go on to your local U.S. consulate or local U.S. embassy website, and there will be a place there for you to schedule an interview. Okay, and so schedule your interview appointment. There's, and we'll link it below. The Department of State has a really handy tool where you can put in your embassy, and it will tell you about how long the wait time is for appointments. Some places you can get an appointment in 2 weeks. Other places, they're not offering appointments right now. They're so busy. So be sure, and with everything else that's going on, so be sure to check that out and see how long it's going to take you to get an appointment so that you can plan. Can you do the interview in a third country? Yes, sometimes, okay, but it gets tricky. It's not as straightforward. If you are going to do that, because there's some third consulates that will allow it and some that won't. If you are going to do that, I would suggest that you talk to a reputable attorney to make sure that you're absolutely in good shape to do that, okay, and that you're not going to have a problem once you get there after going through all this, and then you get there and you don't want to deal with that. So I would speak to a reputable attorney, reputable, somebody who knows what they're doing, someone with a really good, strong reputation, okay? Because unfortunately, there are people out there who will tell you they know what they're doing and they will take your money and run, okay? Especially in the immigration context, where a lot of times there's not much you can do to locate them and seek a remedy. So be sure that you're talking to a reputable attorney and see if you can get that appointment in the third country, okay? Everyone needs an interview. There are some exceptions. If you're 13 and under, they'll probably not require that you have an interview. If you're 80 and over, you probably don't need an interview. Some people who are between 14 and 79 don't need an interview because it's a renewal and they're not requiring an interview. But for the most part, everyone needs to go in for an interview. And I know that it's nerve-wracking, right? But I will walk you through it and I will go through exactly what the interview is like later on in this video, okay? And then I will also go through now what documents you need to take. Step number 7 is prepare all the documents that you need to go to the interview. Be organized. They really don't like it when you get up there and you're fumbling or you don't have something. I mean, that's a surefire denial, okay? Be organized, have your documents organized, know what is where, so that you can give it to them. Now, if you get a little nervous and you start fumbling, it's fine, as long as you don't take up too much of their time, okay? Because it is a nerve-wracking process, and I think that officers know that, So just try to be as organized as possible. Go through your documents, make sure you know where things are, and maybe practice. Okay, maybe have somebody quiz you. Can you please hand me your passport? And have it exactly how you would on the day. And I think that you'll be fine. Go to the consular website and look at their list of documents. Make sure you have everything that they want, okay? But for sure, you're gonna need that confirmation page. You're gonna need the fee page. When you make your appointment, print out the appointment notice confirming your appointment, and then you'll also have your passport. So be sure to check out our video on exactly what documents you need to take with you, because you have to have some substantial documentation of your intent to return to your home country. That's really all they're interested in. Are you planning on staying in the US forever, right? Or do you intend to return home? Okay. And in order to get a B1, B2 visa, you have to intend to return home. So you have to prove to them that you intend to return home. We have a very detailed video on exactly what documents you need to take with you. It's the US tourist visa interview, what documents to take to the B1, B2 interview. And we'll put that in the link below. So scroll down, you'll see it there. Make sure you watch that video so you know exactly what documents to take with you. Step 8 is the interview itself. Okay, and that is when you go to the consulate or embassy and you are actually interviewed. And this is the part that, of course, is the most nerve-wracking, right? This is the part that everyone wants to know about. You've already prepared all your documents. You're so organized. You know where everything is. You're ready to go, okay? So you're well ahead of the game. You also are going to know what questions they're going to ask you, and you're going to be ready with an answer. There are typically 8 questions that they ask you. I mean, every consulate is different, every officer is different, but they're typically the same 8 questions, okay? And we have a video, our most popular video of all time, tips for USA tourist visa interview, B1, B2 visa interview questions. You do not have to remember that. We're gonna link it below, okay? That video, if you watch no other before you go to your interview, please watch that one, okay? Because you'll feel so much more comfortable when you go to the interview. You'll be ready, you'll be prepared, you'll have your answers, you won't have to stumble over yourself. Because the most important thing at the interview is that you're calm, you're confident, you're personable, that you're yourself. If you're yourself, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be great, okay? So once you watch what to take with you, right? And what to say in the interview, and you've gone through the steps in this video, you're golden, okay? You're so far ahead of the game. I have no doubt that you're going to be successful. Just wear something nice, business casual, you know, nothing bright or flashy, nothing too formal, nothing too relaxed, just somewhere right in the middle, okay? And you'll look great, and you'll be fine, and you'll have all your documents, and you'll know all your answers, and you've completed everything properly, and because you looked at that document and reviewed the DS-160 for a while before you filled it out, and so you didn't rush, you did great. Everything is ready to go, and you're gonna be just fine. So step 9, and this only applies to some people, but you have to check and see if it applies to you or not. Once your visa is approved, some folks are required to pay a visa issuance fee. Okay, that only is applicable to some countries. So what you do is you go on the Department of State website and you enter your country. There's a tool there, and see if you have to pay that fee. If you do, you don't have to pay it up front. You only pay it if your visa is issued, okay? So you'll be so happy, you won't mind paying that fee, hopefully. You get your B1, B2 visa. It's good for up to 6 months. Make sure to check out the video on what to use a B1, B2 visa. It really is a very popular visa, so it's the most popular visa. So we've done a lot of videos on it. So check them all out if you can, and you'll be so prepared. You'll know exactly what you can do on the B1, B2 visa, whether it's for pleasure or business or competition. You know, those are all reasons that you can enter on the B1, B2 visa. Once you're here on the B1, B2 visa, make sure to honor the validity period of the B1, B2 visa, okay? Do not overstay your visa. It can compromise your ability to travel here again. It can compromise your ability to get to change your status to another visa, or to get a green card, or to become a citizen. So you really want to make sure that you don't overstay, that you abide by the rules and regulations of the B1, B2 visa, so that you can continue to travel here. All right, have fun in the US. Thank you for watching GrayLaw TV, and don't forget to like and subscribe. So there's this idea out there that the number one thing that you need to bring to your B1, B2 visa interview is a letter of sponsorship from someone in the United States. This is not true. This is a myth, okay? The number one thing you need to bring are documents and information showing your ties to your home country. They're not as interested in your ties to the United States. I mean, they are in terms of determining whether or not you intend to stay. So the stronger the ties are in the United States, it might actually work against you. You want to show that your intent to return. You have, of course, watched the B1, B2 video about what questions they're going to ask. You know that they're going to ask you about ties to the United States, and you can tell them the names of your aunts in Florida or whatever it is. And if they ask for that person's address, you have that information for them. If they ask for it, only if they ask, you don't need to volunteer. But really what you want to do is show your ties to your home country and show that you can pay for your own trip. Someone in the United States who's a very close relative that's willing to sponsor you and pay for your trip sounds like somebody who's willing to sponsor you for an immigrant visa. And so that might actually give them pause. So just concentrate on the documents that are delineated on the website, the documents that I've told you to bring as well. All those myths and things that you hear, and my sister's cousin said that this happened, don't listen to that. That can get you in trouble, okay? So just concentrate on what you need to bring. And like I said, take a deep breath and you're gonna be great. So some people say bring your old passports. I don't really think that that's necessary. If you have a really good history of traveling in and out of the United States, you've come on time, you've left on time, there are no canceled or revoked visas or anything confusing in your passport like that, then, you know, if that travel is shown in your old visa or your old passport, bring it. So that they can see that you have a good track record. If there isn't that good track record in your old passports, leave them at home. The only thing that's required is your new passport. So only if it helps you. If there's anything confusing or something that might give them pause, like a canceled visa or revoked visa, definitely don't bring the old passport. Thank you for watching GrayLaw TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe.